And we are live. One day it won't
Woohoo.
catch me by surprise. Um,
Good evening,
it
everyone. Welcome to the
yes,
late show, the 8 p.m. show.
yes.
This is,
So go ahead.
before we start with Jeff, excuse me, it's a Monday, but it's a very exciting Monday because I was just kind of going around, Twitter and things like that, and Rush is touring again next year, and I'm very, very excited by that. So I am in a fine mood this evening.
Are
Just
they
lay that out there.
bedazzling their walkers or
Easy, big fella. Just
anyway? Jeff, you are our guest tonight.
Hello.
We should probably get around to talking to you instead of being grumpy old men. How are you doing today?
Very good, thank you. I'm excited for my book release tomorrow, so just been doing a lot of work at that. But thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. What is the title of your book?
The Adventures of Elena and Ned Gargoyle PI. It is there it is, a comedic urban fantasy about a zany, sex-obsessed human and a grumpy, serious gargoyle who are partners in a private detective agency, and they have to solve ridiculous supernatural cases like tracking down a leprechaun's stolen anime collectibles or finding a werecat's missing cat food.
Okay. Not
what
neither of those are things that I would have thought of to write about. So I'm
like
liking this already.
you could put me in a room with a typewriter for 100 years, and that would never occur to me. You, you know,
Yeah, so there's ten cases in the book, and each one basically I just try to think about what's the kookiest thing detectives would never have to do, basically, and then I have these guys do that.
so it's 10 little stories.
Yeah, it's 10
Kind,
like
kind.
shorts. Each one is a different case that they have to solve. Although, I mean, it all, each case builds on the one before it as well. So it all kind of is cumulative till the end.
You just brought me back to like sixth grade with Encyclopedia Brown.
Oh, yeah, Encyclopedia Brown.
Yeah, with each book was like a bunch of little cases in.
Yeah, you don't see that much nowadays, but I don't know. I just felt like it was the right way to do this because they're detectives. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm a huge Sherlock Holmes fan, and all Arthur Conan Doyle, besides his novels, most of it he wrote was collections of short stories, and each one was a separate case that Holmes and
Right.
Watson had to solve.
So this is all indie done, right?
Yes.
I would be remiss if I didn't ask who your artist was.
So that actual art there is actually an AI image.
Uh-oh. Don't
That's done.
send us mail.
That was done through Bing AI. That particular one. Although
Big AI
there was a cover designer I hired through Fiverr to do the actual put it all together.
put it together. Okay. All right. Now, this is your first book in this kind of genre?
This is sort of. I've done a short story, urban fantasy, and an anthology, but this is my first novel, urban fantasy novel. Yes.
Okay. But how long have you been writing generally?
Uh, well, for books, I've been writing for 5 years. Before that, I was a filmmaker, so I wrote a bunch of screenplays. But for books and novels, I've been writing for 5 years.
Any screenplays we'd ever heard of?
No, it's all independent stuff. I mean, nothing like Hollywood that did. The biggest thing I did was a web series called Super Knocked Up, which was a action comedy about a super villain who gets pregnant by her superhero nemesis, and they have to raise the baby together. Yeah, we did 2 seasons of that. It's actually on my Super Geeked Up YouTube. You can still find it there. You can also find it on Amazon. Um, and it did a lot better than I thought. I think we've got, I don't know, over 6 million views or something. Um,
Oh wow.
yeah, that was quite a while ago though. But that's kind of like that's like probably the thing that got the most views of all the stuff I did.
Do you do this as your regular job, or do you have something that pays the rent?
So my writing has become the majority of my income now, but I
Nice.
do still have another job. I mean, the goal is to have it be my whole income. But yeah, my other job is I tutor. I tutor high school kids. I've been doing that for like 25 years. Um,
So you probably don't use your pen name as
no,
part of your tutoring thing.
no. I keep that very, very separate from my tutoring.
Um, I guess we have to address the issue here. How many books have you written, Jeff?
I've written about 60 books.
In 5 years?
Yeah.
That's like a book a month.
I average about one book a month. Yeah.
Holy hell! How long are these books?
So
I guess
so keep in
doesn't
mind,
matter.
Elena and Ned is actually pretty long. It's 453 pages, but my other books are much shorter.
Yeah.
So they range. I'll be honest with you. A typical book though nowadays for me is probably about 100 pages. But I have some that are only like 50 pages when I was first starting. So I mean that helps me get them out quicker.
Sure.
But the erotica, those are all erotica, likewise I call it comedic geeky erotica is how I dub it. Those I write much faster than a book like Elena and Ned, which I spent a couple of years like slowly working on that.
Well, it's quite a shift for you, right?
Oh, hey, Marcia, what's up? And Amy, there's a couple our super geeked up viewers here in the chat. Good to see them.
Is it a bit of a shift going from comedic erotica to comedic urban?
No, mainly no. That's you would think it would be. No, because my style remains the same, and there's a lot of sexiness in the urban fantasy. There's just not like hardcore sex scenes. The sex scenes are mainly fade to black in the Elena and Ned, but there's Elena loves getting naked because she's obsessed with sex and joking about sex a lot. So my style of writing stayed the same. It just I wasn't writing big sex scenes basically.
This then is like the new Playboy, whereas your other stuff is not.
Well, hey, the new Playboy has gone back to like I think actually right doing some nude stuff.
Oh, I don't know. The last I heard, they were doing away with
this. Would be more like the old Playboy, which was like tasteful nudes. My other stuff is like hardcore porn.
Marcia, you don't know how often we get that, regardless of who's on this show. Go back.
Wait, I want to know what Marcia knows me well. Actually, she's been watching my Super Geek Up show for many years. He wants to know what's going on about what.
I wish I could tell her what episode we talked about zombie porn on. Do you have any zombies in any of your books?
Oh, yeah, actually, my very first erotic book was about zombies.
Okay, so you're going to have to answer this question for us because this came up once, months and months and months ago. Somebody just said there's a term out there called zombie porn, right, or something like that, and we just kind of went zombies. I mean, wouldn't stuff fall off and everything? It's like, so enlighten us as to the zombie.
By the way, what's your language thing for the show? Can I swear?
Go nuts.
Okay.
We're not monetized.
Okay.
And we probably never will be.
Well, you may not know this, but zombies actually have really big dicks. So
I thought zombies were just like dudes who get their brains eaten or something.
Well, it depends. You can have, in my book, you can have sex zombies who want to have less sex.
Okay, so instead of walking around going brains,
right? They walk around with big erections.
So they have 3 arms.
Right. There you go. There you go.
Ask a silly question. I guess that's okay. Now we know.
So the guest at the time, when he was an editor, and he was telling us, he goes, I joined Anthology, and I said, no zombie porn. No zombie porn. He goes, half of all the people who submitted gave me zombie porn. So, yeah. Apparently it's a thing.
It's Rule 34, isn't it?
Yeah. That's actually I only did one though. That was my first one, and then that's the only zombie one I did.
Well, Jeff, we have to tell you that before booking you on the show, we said, well, we got to look up some of his stuff, right? And Mike told me a couple of the titles, so I immediately opened a Google
incognito window.
you bet. And typed in the name of one of your books. And the first page did not mention Riley Rose at all. Everything was something hub. the entire way through. So
Pornhub.
yeah,
Yeah.
Wait. Which title? Which title? Do you know?
it because I said this sounds like a movie, and sure enough, it was. Um, so
Probably Little Red Riding Slut.
I think that may have been it.
Oh, I bet they have made porn of that. Yeah, they probably have.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah. So,
But to answer Dash, by the way, I do not have a cameo in any of my books. Actually, no. Well, you just missed it. I told him about Super Knocked Up. Dash actually was the cinematographer and visual effects and editor on Super Knocked Up.
all right, so you've got like the whole team back here again.
Yeah, there's actually a bunch of people in the chat. So thank you guys for tuning in.
All right. So we on this show, because we mostly, I would say probably 95% or more of the people that come on here are fantasy authors with a little mix of sci-fi in there. We always kind of joke how if you really want to make money as an author, you need to write romance, right?
Mhm.
But it sounds like the comedic erotica is also another potential way to go.
I mean, I think so. That's why I started doing erotica, as I thought it would be one of the best ways to start making money quickly in books. And I mean,
That is the most honest answer I think we've ever had. And I appreciate that.
but I also enjoy it. I mean, because here's the thing: I always say, like, if I write something I don't enjoy, I'm just going to stop writing. It's just not going to be fun.
Right.
All my stuff is comedic, though. That's just how like my brain works and my bent as a writer. So, which I don't think you actually see a lot of comedic erotica, to be honest with you.
Do you think that's what makes it work?
Maybe. I mean, I think that's kind of my niche, and that's how a lot of people who are fans of my work say that my stuff is different than other stuff they read. It's kind of zany and quirky, and I do think my style is very different than a lot of stuff out there. Which, obviously some people are going to love that. Some people are going to think it's stupid, but that's that's okay.
Like, you're never going to make everybody happy, but
No, nor should you try to.
right.
Right.
How do you put the comedy in something like that? Because it seems, I mean, it just doesn't seem the place for it, right? But I guess because nobody wants to be laughed at.
Well, not when you're having sex. No, I don't think so. Well, the comedy doesn't come in that. In terms of that, the what is that? Horror-erotica?
Yes.
Erotica.
Oh, thanks, Emmy. So I don't know. I mean, it's really. I don't know if it's that different than normal comedy. I mean, it's really kind of in the situations and the dialogue. I'm a very big dialogue heavy writer. So it's kind of just in the joking around the characters do. But some of it also is you can have a lot of funny situations, I think, with nudity and sex in terms of people like maybe bursting in on someone, like two people trying to have sex or something, right? Or like, accidental. Or like, in one of my books, Remy and the Sex Aliens, the aliens beam her down in the middle of town square naked or something, right? So I don't know. I think there's going to still be a lot of humor in silly sex and nude and like naked situations.
So
but I know I don't take it too seriously, basically.
Is when you started writing this, was there a thought on your part that I have to make everything unique and different? And how long did that thought last before you realized that, there's just no way in hell that you can make this unique and different every time? At least the sexy
to answer
part.
Emmy's question, by the way, I have multiple vampire eroticas. Not really. All I did really is be true to my own like writing style. And as long as so my characters are having fun, they're truly in love with each other, they care about each other, and everything's consensual. That's kind of like just what I approach things. So I mean, I don't try to actually make everything unique. I mean, some of my things are very unique, But other ones, I've done multiple parodies of some of my favorite properties. I just put an erotic spin on it. So like I have G.I. Ho, which is my G.I. Joe erotic parody. Um, I have Star Sluts, which is Star Trek parody.
Princess Leia Orgasma.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So that's the Star Wars one, of course. So yeah, so I mean, I've taken multiple ones, just stuff like I love, and just saying, well, I'm just gonna like sex this up. So that's, I don't know if that's really unique, but I have fun doing it, you know. But in other ones, obviously, yes, other ones, I am trying to come up with maybe like a different spin that hasn't been done before. But really, my goal is just I want to have fun and I want to make my audience smile and laugh when they read something.
So when you come up with your title, do you snicker at some of these titles that you have? Because it was kind
Sometimes
of fun.
my titles usually get that kind of reaction from people, which is good. That's kind of how they're designed.
You know, we
kind of
always
outrageous.
tell people your cover and your title have to tell people what your genre is. So, you know.
You've nailed it. Yep.
Yeah.
You're
You
right.
got
Yes,
that.
I don't think they're going to be confused.
Who is your audience?
Surprisingly, my audience actually skews older than I would have expected. I actually have kind of like a decent of an older audience. Oh, all right, there you go. Yes, Tim, please do check out some of those books. You only need one. Never mind. Let's see. So I'm sorry. I got distracted by that. What was the question? Who's the
Who
audience?
is your audience?
Sorry, who's the audience?
Yeah.
Yes, thing. Yeah, they skew a bit older. It seems like my books, actually, all my protagonists are LGBT. So there's that. Not that all my readers are that by any means, but there's kind of that as well. Like I hit the LGBT audience.
All of your characters in every book?
Yes, the protagonist.
Oh, okay.
Not every character.
Right.
But yeah, the main character.
Okay. So I mean that's good marketing. I mean you've kind of niched it down a little bit.
Yeah, it's basically like LGBT geeky erotica. It's kind of like if you want to.
Yeah.
Get
Nerd porn.
There you go.
That is
Thanks, Dash.
So
No. Go ahead.
I have heard of romance books that, like, when you publish it, you'll get sales for a couple months and then it just dies off and you better have a new one. Do these books sell, or are they have a shelf life of months or a year, or do they continue to sell?
Yes and no. I mean, that's very true. That's why I try to get one out every month. Because you do, in terms of particularly like on Amazon, you do kind of have to generally really pump stuff out to keep it. Because you're right. Initially, it'll get views and people buy it, but then it'll cycle out of Amazon's algorithms, unless it happens to be just a book that's super popular. But I mean, I still get sales, particularly when you have a catalog like of 60 books. It's helpful because you're still getting on all the old content. You're getting some sales, right? Also, I have a lot of series. So when a new book comes out in a series, that'll help. Generally, the older books in the series give them a bump. But yes, I would say normally for erotic and romance, there is not a huge shelf life unless you happen to be one of those few authors who gets super popular.
And I guess this is a good time to mention that Jilly Cooper died this week. So if any of you know who Jilly Cooper is, she was 88. But back in the 70s and 80s, she wrote all these romance novels that were enormous successes and they made TV movies out of them and all that kind of stuff. But Look it up, kids. What is your publication schedule like if you are producing a book a month? I mean, you must have multiple going at any one time, and then books of editors and cover design. And I mean, you must have like just a spreadsheet from hell with a Gantt chart on it or something to keep track of it all.
I actually don't keep a spreadsheet for that. I keep a spreadsheet for my sales and stuff across different platforms. Um, I generally actually only usually work at one book at a time. I like to stay focused on that. So normally I'll write one book, I'll get it out, and then I'll immediately turn to the next one. Um, but yes, I mean, keep in mind though, I'm usually working on that. And then I'm also though, usually at the same time having an audiobook being produced. I've had the same narrator narrate all my audiobooks.
Oh, he must love you.
Well, it's a woman actually.
She must love you.
Yeah. So it's been a good productive relationship. And then I actually do my own editing, although I do now have a proofreader. But he's super fast, which is great. He can usually get it back to me in a couple days. So yes, but I mean, there's also promotional stuff going on at the same time. Of course, I'm doing like newsletter swaps with other authors to promote our books, other things like that. So yeah.
What do
yeah,
you
so
use to do
there's a
that?
lot of stuff that goes into being an indie author.
Are you
Yeah.
using BookFunnel or something, or?
I used to a thing called Story Origin now. It's kind of like, it's almost the same as BookFunnel.
Yeah.
Um,
I know BookFunnel always has a lot of swaps and everything, and they're always like no scantily clad, whatever, you know. So I would imagine.
well, some of them say that. I
Yeah.
generally just join the erotica ones,
Oh, right. When they wouldn't say that, obviously. Okay.
which they actually are generally, please, scantily clad.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it's not, why are you here?
Yeah.
Or not clad.
Well, that unfortunately would get you thrown out of Amazon if they're naked.
Yeah, because there's none of that on the internet.
Although you can through my like my own site, you can get actually like special nude versions of my covers, but not through Amazon.
All right. So let's go back to this then.
So sorry, let me answer John Stevenson's question.
Sure.
So some of my covers I do AI images. None of my books are written by AI. I write every single word that's in my books. That I just want to make sure that's true.
And he starts them all the same way, John. Dear Penthouse, I never thought I'd have cause to write a letter like this to you. You have to be a certain age to really appreciate it.
No, actually, that sounds very familiar to me. Actually, is that how the Penthouse started? Oh, he started.
Yeah, the letter section. Yeah.
Okay.
So I've heard. I've got older brothers. I don't know.
Oh yeah. You don't have that stack under your bed, sure.
So you worked on this for a couple of years before. I mean, you were just kind of doing it in the background as you were cranking out all the others.
It started as a short story anthology, and then I enjoyed writing it so much I decided to turn it into a full book. But yeah, because I was pumping out the erotica so quickly to make money, this was kind of like in the back burner. I was working a little bit each week on it. Now I do want to know now though, because also I'll tell people right now, this book ends on a cliffhanger. So I want to get the next one out like within a year. I want to do this much quicker and put more focus on this, because this is my favorite thing I've ever written. I love like Lane and Ned. I love them. They have such a great dichotomy, it's just such a fun, goofy book that for me to write anyway, and I hope for people to read. So anyway, I'm going to try to really speed up the process for the second book.
Do you think that's because you gave them the extra space in the book to kind of develop that chemistry?
Like because it was a longer book, do you mean?
Right. And you weren't kind of falling back on the sex as much, and having to,
I mean, I think definitely because there were so many cases they went on, that really helped me understand them. Like when I was going back and editing it and reviewing it, I realized I had to revise some of my first early stock cases because I didn't know the characters as well as I did by the time the book ended. Yeah. Just to stay true to them. So yeah, so I think I know these characters better than any characters I've written. So to answer Emmy's question, yes, I love the Disney cartoon gargoyles from the 90s. And actually that was the inspiration for this book. It's not anything like the show Gargoyles, but that gave me the inspiration to say I want to tell a story about a gargoyle. Was the Disney cartoon? Because I
I
actually
want
think
to
gargoyles are pretty underrepresented in urban fantasy.
so I want to pitch an
Everywhere,
idea
really.
to you because they always say if you put two things together, haven't been put together before, you're a genius.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm sure this has probably been done, but lately here I'd started before. Oh, there we go. EL's here. Um,
Sex. There you go. He or she knows where it's at.
so have you ever thought of doing choose your own adventure erotica?
Yes, and an erotic author I know does do that. Um, I haven't because I'll be honest with you. I think it's a pain in the ass to do. It's already hard enough that it is to get these many books out, and the choose your own adventure. You have to keep jumping back and forth, and also I would have to figure out how do you even. There's a way to format it for ebooks where like you can click on something and it'll actually jump to the right sections. Like I remember back in the day, I would read your own adventures, but it would just say go to page, what such and
Right.
such. Right? And I love those. I remember reading some GI Joe ones. So yes, I've seen people do it, and I think it makes sense to do it. That people like that kind of stuff. I'll be honest with you though, I prefer kind of just telling a continuous story where there's this is how the story turns out. But I like the idea of choose your own adventure. I just don't know if I would do it myself.
So
But if you want to write one, I'll read it.
well, I was for my fantasy world. I was going to write one because basically, it's a really rough world and you've got a really good chance of dying. So I was going to do choose your own adventure where like 80% of the things end up with you dying horribly.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
Jeez.
Choose your own method of death.
uh, so yeah, that was my thought. I'd started on actually two different ones from my fantasy series, and I was like, I need to actually get a book out. So someday I'll go back to them. But I
Well,
got
I
some
do
work.
see. I just noticed you have a lot of weapons on your wall, so that can be, I guess, worked into your choose your own
It could
death.
work into yours, Jeff.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest with you. I don't. I mean, well, Little Red Riding Slut, she uses a sword, so occasionally there's that. I'm not too big on weapons. It's generally going to be martial arts based ones if I use any. I never have guns in my stuff, or almost never. Um, I don't know. I'm just. There's not a lot of violence in my stuff. That's just not my thing. If there is, it's
Well,
like fun martial arts because I love martial arts and kung fu stuff.
I don't think the violence crowd is really. It's you're probably looking at two different audiences.
Yeah.
Um, how much do you write in a sitting? Because I mean, you've got to have some pretty productive days if you're holding down a job and then cranking out a book a month.
Yeah. Ideally, I like to write 2,000 words at a sitting.
And are you like a 7 day a week guy?
Yeah, I mean, I generally write every day. Now I don't always get 2,000 words a day, but I write every day. The only times I would not be writing is if I'm doing something else like editing or promoting, but I'm doing something to writing. I'll be honest with you, like the last couple of weeks, I haven't actually really been writing because I've been obsessed with Elena and Ned, and I've been reviewing it a million times to make sure everything was right, and I've just been trying to get pre-orders and all this promotion stuff. So this is the longest I've gone without writing in a long time. But normally I'm writing every day. I think that consistency is really important.
Do you do like shows of any kind, like Comic Cons or anything like that?
Yeah. I mean, the erotica a little bit. I've been doing shows at Comic Cons a long time for my Super Geeked Up show, which doesn't have to do with erotica at all. That's a geeky comedy show I do live on Wednesday nights, and we do like improv comedy and talk geeky topics. And I've done that at Comic Con live on stage a lot. I've also moderated a whole bunch of panels at all different Comic Cons across Canada and the U.S. So so I've been to a lot of Comic Cons, and I have been on a couple erotica panels at cons.
Yeah, I would think that people would be wanting you on those. EL's got a ton of questions because he got here late.
But he is subscribed, so we will give him a little break.
Yeah, he's here all the time, so we got to give him a.
Well, no, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it sells pretty well. I mean, and it keeps going up. That's what I like to see, that I keep making more money every month. That's good news, right? Going in the right
Yeah.
direction.
Always good.
I mean, like I said, I need to make more to make it my full-time job, but I'm getting there, heading in the
Is
right
it
direction.
mostly ebooks?
Yeah, for sure.
And you wide or you Amazon?
Almost all wide. My new book will be on just Amazon. It'll be on Kindle Unlimited,
Right.
but all my other books are wide. They're ebook, paperback, and audiobook. And but I mean, I do sell some paperbacks, right? But yeah, it's ebooks is by far the majority.
Have you ever thought about going exclusive with Amazon? Because I would think with that many books that are getting that kind of turnover, that your page reads would be pretty significant.
Yeah. So, a couple of things with that. I used to be in Kindle Unlimited. So, number one, one big reason is I actually think Kindle Unlimited is great for readers, I think it is a terrible thing for authors. Amazon, obviously, like they do with everything, they want to dominate the book market and put everybody else out of business. I do not like that. I like competition. I don't like anybody having monopolies. So, but also the Kindle Unlimited pay rate is so terrible. Authors are really making a horrible, horrible amount for someone who reads their full book in Kindle Limited. So I don't like that either. So I actually make a little bit more going wide than I do in Kindle. Now, I know some people make crazy amounts in Kindle Limited because they get so many reads and it makes sense for them. For me, it made a little bit more sense to go wide, though it is more work. I just don't like the whole concept of that Kindle Unlimited. However, that being said, I am putting Elena Net in it, at least to start, because I know it'll help the algorithms in terms of it getting seen at first. And I want it to be successful on Amazon. I'm not saying I'm going to keep it in there forever. But that's why I generally don't do Kindle Unlimited for most of my stuff.
So, Dash, big fan.
By the way, EL, yes, if you would like to, The Adventures of Elena and Ned, Gargoyle PI, you can pre-order that right now. It's actually going to be live in a few hours. But yeah, there it is. And you can go to books2read.com/Elena and Ned if you want a direct link there. Or you can just go to RileyRoseErotica.com. It's right on the homepage. And
go ahead.
Oh, but I mean, pre-orders are great. They definitely help me get the book up more in the ranking. So thank you for asking.
And EL had one more question. Want to make sure we hit. How do you lock down your readership? Just write really good stuff repeatedly?
Well, I actually, since I do a lot of BDSM, I actually locked them in dungeons. And
okay, that works.
Why haven't we thought of that? Damn.
Man, see, I just talked about spreadsheets, and that's not working for me.
Well, maybe if you put them in a dungeon and force them to read the spreadsheets, then they'll say, no, please, we'll buy your books. We'll do whatever. Just don't make us read these spreadsheets.
Just stop talking.
I mean, I don't know if you mentioned newsletter. I do have my newsletter is actually probably the best way I reach people. I have a little bit over 4,000 people on that list now.
Nice.
And so I send that out once a week. So that I think is an excellent way to keep people abreast of what you're doing and the new books and just what's going on, and also doing author swaps with other authors. I also had so here's a thing that just happened. Dungeons and spreadsheets. That's the new D&D offshoot.
You will learn math. Damn it!
You need math in Dungeons and Dragons.
The new rules apparently
for all the dice rolls.
Crazy.
I also I had a Patreon page as of last week, and then they banned me.
Patreon banned you?
Yeah.
Like, come on now, you can't say that without expecting this. Why?
So I had that page for quite a while, and I would so like if they subscribed to it, they got my books first, but I would post sexy pics. But then Patreon decided apparently they don't allow hyper realistic AI pictures. And this is probably because from what I've read, the payment processors like Visa and MasterCard are cracking down on this kind of stuff. They don't. So anyway, the thing that sucked is Patreon didn't give me any warning or let me fix it. They just said, you violated our rules that we just changed the other day, by the way, and you're gone. And you're gone. And whatever. I tried to appeal and they just said, go fuck yourself, basically, in nicer language. So, but the thing that's stupid is if it's cartoony, you can have as much gangbanging as you want on Patreon, basically.
Right.
Which is still
all that anime stuff where everybody looks like 12.
Yeah, that's the thing that drives me nuts, right? All my women are of age and consensual. They're not. Right. So whatever. It drives me nuts. But that's what they did. So anyway, I started a Substack. So now I'm doing all that on Substack, and that's another way. Patreon and Substack is I also kind of engage my audience, and like I post usually every day on there, to keep them engaged.
So you're posting every day, and you're putting out a newsletter every week, and a book every month.
Yeah, it's a lot of writing.
Yeah,
no, you're right. The newsletter takes a while, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a little different putting out a newsletter every week if you're putting out a book every month, as opposed to if you're putting out a book every year, right? Then a weekly newsletter is kind of like, well, I'm still working on chapter 6.
Yeah, should have been writing, but I played my video game instead this week.
That's right. Civilization called me.
I do like video games. I don't play that often though because I'm writing.
So I don't know if you've ever read any of Mike's work, but Mike had a little dalliance with erotica in chapter 18 of one of his books.
And 19.
Oh, really?
He should read it right now, and you could give him your thoughts on it.
So what Rose alluding
cringe,
to,
Jeff, super cringe,
is a 17-year-old decides that today is the day I'm going to have sex, so he goes to the strip club.
Going to become a man.
And everything could possibly go wrong does. I mean, he starts asking him, do you have coupons? He is as sheltered as you can be. And I told Rose
for the strip club?
Yes. And I told Rose that I actually hate it. I was like, I don't even want to read it again. I'm just going to delete it. He's my editor. He's like, no, there's personal growth at the end. You got to keep it. So I said, fine, I'm going to edit it, though, but it's late in the process. So I just duplicated the chapter so I could go back if I didn't like it. Somehow or another, I ended up duplicating the chapter. I didn't delete it. And then I was like, oh, I have chapter 18. So I went ahead and made the second one 19. So I have the exact cringiest chapter I will ever write in my life is in my book twice.
Because you didn't realize you had duplicated it?
Right. And I published it, and then people were like, chapter 18 and 19 are exactly the same. And I'm like, the guy who told me that, he always is messing with me. I'm like, don't even say that. That's not even funny. He goes, no, I'm serious. I'm like, no, you're not. And he's like, let me show you. And oh my God, he goes, your face got so white when you saw that. I was like, oh my God. I have like 12 books left. If anybody wants a copy, I will sell it to you for free, just $5 for shipping, and you can have it. Otherwise, I'm throwing them away.
Said that this was my best chapter I've ever written, so I had to put it in twice.
That's right. You'll never forget it. So EL has one last question.
So do I do in the middle of things? Is that what he's asking?
I don't know what require all media.
That's I took Latin. It's Latin. It's for in the middle of things. So no. Occasionally, that one I just I do like to get. I'll be honest with you. I get into things quickly. I'm not a writer. I'm not going to describe like what the fucking table and chair are made out of looks like, and what the environment really looks like. I'll give you the basics. But I want to get into the action. I want to get to the dialogue. Like that's what I have fun writing, and I'll let the reader fill in the rest.
Because it's all about the plot, as we know.
Yes.
I think Dash.
This is true. Actually, I'm often leaving the gym at 4 a.m. I'm there at from 2 to 4 in the morning.
What?
Oh
yeah, I'm a night. Well, except lately, today I was up at 6 a.m. My schedule's been messed up. But I'm usually a night owl. Yeah.
Going to the gym at all is probably the worst thing. Okay.
Well, I understand. I don't want to say I enjoy it, but it's good for you.
And the gym and a job. Do do you like take a break for meals here or there?
Yes, I do. No, I do. I do.
I
I
mean,
do eat.
God, your calendar just supposed to be 30 minutes of, quality time tucked away in there somewhere. Good grief. Crodius.
Yeah, right. That's fine. Just my human form. Well, I do write about some shifters, so that could change to a
Do
novel.
you, do you think in your future, Jeff, that books like this might become more of the norm and allow you to lead, I don't know, a regular human life?
So you're saying erotica is not a normal human life?
Well, not, I mean, I'm, don't take this the
Sadly, it's
wrong
not
way.
regular for most of us.
I am kind of in awe, really, of the amount of stuff that you do on a, when you throw in the gym for a couple of hours a day,
At
right?
night, 2
So
to
I
4.
got a job. I got my daily social media kind of whatever thing. I've got my weekly thing to my 4,000 uh, people. I've got my monthly book that I've got to get done. Has nothing to
So,
do with being pure and has to
well,
do with being lazy, EL. Jesus, man, get it straight.
I will say though, I agree with EL that I think erotica should be the standard thing, and that people should not be. Not that you have to read or write erotica if you don't like it, but we shouldn't be scared of it. And there is unfortunately still a Puritan value, I think, in this nation that I wish
Oh
we could get
God.
over and just say sex is cool. It's fine if you like sex, if you want to read about sex, if you want to write about sex, and if you don't, that's cool too. But now, all that being said, yes, I would like to write more stuff like Elena and Ned, because sci-fi and fantasy has always been my favorite things to watch and read. So I would like to do more of that actually, and have that be. And I think hopefully if this goes well, I think I will go more towards that, so it's more balanced with the erotica, rather than just writing almost all erotica.
Right. So you've got the one pile that makes you money and allows you to do the other thing that you like to do.
Right.
Cool. I think we're just mad that we never had the foresight to do that. And
Well, just keep just take Mike's chapter and put it as every chapter in a book.
no, you haven't read it.
I want to read it now.
Mike, go get it. Read a little bit.
I am not reading that. Oh my
Oh
God!
yeah, come on, a personal
My face will
rendition.
turn. Face will turn redder than the cover.
I don't have a copy here.
So, but it's about a teenager who goes to their strip club, right?
So, well, it's a dystopian sci-fi set on Mars. His father gets murdered. He's 17, and part of growing up is I gotta be a man. So, yes,
So that's having sex.
yes.
So he goes and finds the nastiest, ugliest, cheapest thing he can find.
Does he? Are there androids in your book?
No.
No. I like a good android courtesan.
That sounds like something EL would write.
Well,
And
EL has good taste then.
you are not wrong, by the way.
No.
EL would absolutely like that. Actually, if you should read some of EL's books. Heirs to a Flawed Creation. Actually, a phenomenal book. One of my 3 favorite books from last year.
Wow.
But yeah, you would like his work. I promise you.
Oh, sounds awesome.
And his next one is good too. Hey, can we put you on the spot here a little bit, Jeff? I know we've been asking Mike to read a little bit from his, but could you read a little bit of this? Give people a flavor of your humor in this
Give
thing?
me one sec. I have it right here.
Sure, thanks. I think this is only the second time someone's done a reading on this show.
Luckily, I have the proof copy from Amazon. Has a nice
Nice.
not for resale on it.
So you're one of the smart people who just gets one copy and you don't get 44, and then find out you have an extra chapter in the book that you have to then sell. Anyway.
Oh shit!
That's-
That's actually the only time I've done a proof copy. Normally, I just check it on my computer. But you ordered 44 of those, huh? Wow.
Hardbacks and paperbacks, so like 88 total. Yeah.
You ordered 88 proof copies?
No, well, I didn't order proof copies. I just said, yeah, just send me them. They got to be good. So yeah, I got somewhere around close to 100 of them that have the extra chapter in them.
Oh, well, that's the version I want.
All right, the
Uh,
stage is yours, Jeff.
What do you want? I mean, I could just read from the first beginning here if you want. Or you want? Yeah.
Wherever you want to go.
All right. This is the very first case in the book. It's called The Case of the Mischievous Monster Mash. What do you need me to read just a little bit? Just tell me when I guess tell me when you've had enough. This is told from the perspective of Elena, by the way, who is one of the protagonists. The door crashed open, jolting me awake. "No one's sleeping," I shouted, lifting my head from the desk. A piece of paper was stuck to my face, covered in drool. A huge creature squeezed through the entrance, spreading its wings once it got inside. It was 7.5 feet tall, had dark gray skin, and possessed eerie-looking violet eyes. "You drooled all over yourself again." "I did not." I glued the paper from my face and used it to wipe up the spittle. "I hope that document isn't important." "Of course not." I crumpled it up and tossed it into the wastebasket. It was an annoying bill we had to pay. Definitely not important. "Now stop being all judgy and fork over the food." He sighed but complied, setting out a bevy of Chinese food cartons. I dug in immediately, stuffing noodles in my mouth. "You're the best, Ned." "Oh, right. I should do some introductions. Hi, I'm Elena Awiakta, the most amazing private eye in Starbrook City." "According to whom, you might ask?" "Well, me. What other reference do you need?" "My cool last name is Cherokee, in case you're wondering. I'm half Native American, half Brazilian, and total irreverent goofball. Ned is my detective partner. He's a gargoyle. I thought Ned was a pretty weird name for a gargoyle, but that's what he was going with. I generally made it a practice not to argue with 500-pound creatures, unless they were keeping delicious food for me." Ned delicately popped chicken into his huge mouth. I had no idea how he was able to use chopsticks with those hot dog-sized fingers. I not so delicately tore open the containers and shoved sweet and sour chicken between my lips as sauce dribbled down my chin. Ned scrutinized my messy face. "How are you able to get so many dates?" I wiped the sauce off with my arm, chewing noisily. "Hey, I'm very attractive." "What?" I swallowed the sweet and sour goodness coating my throat. "I said I'm very attractive." "You certainly are," a sweet-sounding voice called from the doorway. All right, I'll stop there. That's when their first client comes in, who is a nymph.
All right.
Okay.
I get Dark Horse Comics vibes out of that, even in that 1 or 2 pages.
Oh yeah, I used to read Dark Horse comics.
I mean, I could almost see it as a one of those shows that they have you seen Good Omens?
I've seen part of it.
Yeah, I mean, because that started out as I think a Dark Horse comic thing, right?
Well, Good Omens is a book first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
But it might have been a comic as well. Sure.
Now, are Ned and Elena people that have shown up before?
Well, so he may be referencing. I started to put some of this up on what was called Kindle Vella.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Amazon
short-lived
serialized
Vella, yeah.
things. So
The
I was in
Vine
the middle
book
of
names.
putting this on Kindle Vella, and then Vella ceased to exist. So I never got finished with it. So this is the full book. But I think he had read part of it on Kindle Vella, is what he's referencing.
Okay. Do you get people calling you and saying, "When's the next one coming out?"
The next Vella?
Or anything?
Or the next book.
Oh, well, I do get, yes, messages asking about certain like erotica sequels or the audiobook versions of them. Sometimes, yes, for sure.
Now,
By the way,
forgot
thank you
his
for being
damn name.
interested, EL. And don't worry, there's much more sexy stuff in the book. That just was not. It just doesn't start with that.
Right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Remind me of the guy's name. I can't believe I'm forgetting it. Jesus Christ. Discworld. Terry Pratchett.
Mm.
People used to send Terry Pratchett like wordplay stuff all the time, kind of in the hopes that he would use it in his books. Do people send you stuff like that?
No, but I actually used to read Prayers to Anthony all the time, and they would always send him puns to use because he had a whole thing
Right.
about.
Yeah.
And no, nobody's. Well, actually, I guess one person did one time. Sent me some ideas, but generally, no. They don't really send me stuff to try to work into the books. They kind of let me do my own thing.
Okay. 'Cause
So,
that's too bad. I was going to ask what some of them were. So
so question for you: do your readers, do they know you're actually Jeff Burns, or did we out you in the show, and or do they always go, "Dear Riley, I would like you to do this"?
So on my Super Geeked Up show, I say I'm Riley Rose to my Super Geeked Up viewers who've always known me as Jeff Burns for 10 years. They know who I am.
Yeah.
The people who only have read me as Riley Rose, no, they know me only as Riley Rose. And so I come on and do things like this because I honestly don't think those worlds are going to cross, most likely.
Right.
So it's not like it's a secret, but I don't advertise it to my erotica readers because I think they have, and I chose a name that could have been a male or female, Riley. Because I don't know, whatever. I just kind of try to keep those a little bit separate.
And thank you for not saying, I go on tiny shows like this because no one will see it. I appreciate that you did not say that.
No.
That's what I
Dude,
was.
I've been doing a show for years that we're a small show, so I've been doing it for a long time. So
that's all right. It's all good.
just, I consider my show and your guys' show more as a different kind of world than the erotica world.
But I mean, really, when you look at it, and I guess this goes a little bit more back to your point, if we shouldn't be quite as Puritan as we are. Up until 5 or 10 years ago, maybe it's been more, I don't know. Sports Illustrated had their swimsuit issue every year.
Yes.
Right?
I used to get that.
And your covers have nothing on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Right? And I can't tell you how many things I've seen on any one of a number of social media things where people are like, "This is my bathing suit from when I was ever." It's like, no, that's paint. Like, come on, we were born at night, but not last night. Good grief.
That's true, though, Yell. You're right. Yeah, I mean, if you're an indie writer, you should be you should go on anything. Anybody will have you on. Spread the word.
Oh yeah, I'm available anytime.
Well, I told Mike actually it would be great to have you guys on our show. As long as you read some of your that chapter 18.
Oh, never mind. So I will tell you, it never ceases to amaze me. We have 51 people on YouTube watching us live, and we have another 42 on Twitter. So 90 some odd people are tuning in for this. So
really?
Are you streaming on Twitter at the same time?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Well, we need 16 of them who haven't subscribed to us to subscribe, and then we'll hit 500, Mike.
Sweet. Yeah, subscribe.
Then we can be monetized. So, say whatever you want now because the days ahead of us are coming where we're monetized. And
right. We'll be able to... all those people subscribe, and all of them please buy my book.
And there you go. So subscribing is free. Buy his book. So you've done you've done your charity work for Mike and I, and then you've helped out a starving artist.
Yeah, and if you get the ebook, it's $5.99, not too bad, It's also going to be a paperback, and actually, for my first time ever, it's going to be in hardcover. It's my first hardcover book.
So we never asked. We always ask people, and we didn't. Where are you calling in from? Vague. You don't have to give your address, but
Oh, thanks. I am calling from the Albany, New York area.
Okay. And EL has yet another question. What is a successful launch to you?
Well, this is kind of going to be a test of it, I suppose, because with my erotica, it's just I write them, I put them up, they're up, and that's it. There's no pre-orders. There's no big promotion period. So for this one, I've been trying to, get pre-orders and all that stuff. I don't know. Generally for my erotica, a successful launch would be and this might not sound good, but you have to know something about the Amazon numbers, and keep in mind that there are millions, if not a billion, of books on Amazon.
Yeah. Every day.
So if my book can get into the top 20 or 30,000 of erotica, I would consider that successful. Because I know that might not sound great, but that's actually decently high on Amazon, considering all the books that are out there. Or if it can get like, in the top of the charts in a certain Amazon has all these different categories and they keep charts for all of them. For this book, I would like to be on that, somewhere in that top urban fantasy chart, or one of the fantasy charts, because you can put them in different categories when you submit the book.
Right.
That would be, I guess, not that I think I'm going to stay there, but even if it's there for a little bit, that'd be cool.
So are you going to go back to your first book thing and just keep hitting refresh on Amazon? Like every 2 minutes, the first day you're...
No, I mean, what I used to actually check my Amazon like page every day to see how my sales were.
Yeah.
I still actually do a lot. Well, not every day. I actually used to check multiple times a day. Sorry, can't get over this. Yes, a successful launch will be I did not repeat any chapter.
Oh,
We make the bar pretty low here at B&B. The review question, it makes me wonder, have you gotten bad reviews on your books before?
Yes.
And what are people's problem with it? Because unless they picked up the wrong book, right? And I don't know how
not the Bible.
How they could mistake it, right? I mean, your covers are pretty clearly indicating what's going on. What kind of things?
I mean, fortunately, I've actually been lucky enough that most of the reviews are actually very good. And I don't know. I mean, it's occasional. I think sometimes some of the reviews they think it's like, I guess, just too goofy or silly. Or they're like, it's not realistic. And for me, I'm like, well, if you look at my titles and read my blurbs, that's not what you all should be going into this book expecting. Like the book is called, like one of the books actually that I got that kind of idea that it was kind of too goofy was Submitting to My Robot Car, which is like my Knight Rider parody. If it's a book erotica about a robot car having sex with a woman, you should not be saying this is too, I want it realistic. Realism in this book.
Yeah.
I'd hate to think what realism was in that case.
Yeah.
Reads very differently than the Kama Sutra.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I won't even ask what your search history looks like for research.
Oh yeah, sometimes it's quite interesting. But I also actually I do a lot of actual, like, what do you want to call real research or non-sex research? Because like one of my books is Lia Rio, Sex Raider, which is based off of Tomb Raider, Lara Croft. And for every book, I have her traveling around the globe. So I'm always researching the different locales and places and stuff like that. Which is because I was actually a history major. That's where my degrees are in. So that's still like enjoyable to do. Yes. Oh, that should be my tagline. It reads a lot like the Kama Sutra, but with cars.
EL's just a blurb writing machine.
Thank you, EL.
Yeah. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why didn't Pixar do that?
Yeah, that whole Lightning McQueen thing doesn't work quite as well in that world. But
that's why he had a problem getting women. He was like lightning. He was too quick. He just finished, like in a couple seconds.
All right.
Shot his oil everywhere.
That's a good place to end it.
All right.
Kachiga. All right. Jeff, this has been a remarkably fast hour.
Oh, wow. It has been an hour. Look at that. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Dash, is that real? Did someone...
No, but he's playing off the name Riley Rose. That would be fun. No one said that. That'd be funny though.
Oh, okay. That would be
that
fun.
I would actually think wouldn't mind that one because that would be so funny.
You'd be able to use that for that's what I've always said. If you're going to leave me a 1-star review, just be funny. And I can use that.
An erotica author friend of mine, she's been teaching me how to do Facebook ads, which I'm going to do for this book. But she said one of the times on her Facebook ad, she put a 1-star review on it because it said something like, 1 star, this book is nothing but sex. And she used it because that sold, it made it sell. Like people, yeah, I want to read
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh, yeah.
So
All
sometimes
right.
they can be good.
Yeah, as long as you know.
Although I prefer if you review my book, please give it 5 stars.
Yeah.
To counter the weird reviews.
Yeah, 5 stars. This book is nothing but sex.
Well, that could work either way.
Yeah, yeah.
5 hours. Go see your doctor. So, all right. Jeff, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. We hope to have you back again. Good luck on Elena and Ned. I hope that goes really well. It sounds awesome.
Thank you very much. I would love it if people check it out. It'll be
yeah,
tomorrow.
absolutely.
It'll be available to everybody.
Okay, and we will, when the next Adventures of Elena and Ned Part 2 come out.
Did you
let us
pre-order
know.
it, Yale? Thank you so much. That'd be great. Thank you. I really appreciate you pre-ordering it. This is the oddest gargoyle. Okay. Well, that's, yeah. If someone thinks it's Disney gargoyles, they may give it a strange review.
Right.
Yes. Sorry. I have 100%. I'm going to do a sequel as soon as I get done. I mean, this week is probably going to be heavy promoting it, but then I want to actually pretty quickly get started on book 2 because I've jotted down ideas for that.
All right, and you can find Jeff on supergeekedup.com. But Wednesday we're going to be back here at 7, right, Mike?
Tomorrow we're going to be back here at 7.
Tomorrow? Oh, holy
Tomorrow.
hell.
Oh,
yes.
So that means Wednesday at 9 you can watch Super Geeked Up.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And we will be here on Thursday, but we will not be here Wednesday because we will be watching Super Geeked Up. And tomorrow we have Daniel Kohlberg. I forget. I told him I don't know his name. We've been talking for a while.
He's the one who
sci-fi
sent me to you guys.
That's what it says.
Yes.
Yeah, Daniel sent me to you guys. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, he does Fantasy and Sci-Fi Fanatic is his show, the podcast. He will be on tomorrow. He's also an author, and I don't have his book on the thumbnail, so that might change here tonight. But yes, he did send you our way, so thank you for that. I'll thank him for that. We did it. This went different from what I was expecting.
Fastest hour ever.
Yeah. And we didn't act like teenagers the whole time either. So that kind of surprised me.
See, and you
Nobody
get
knows how to
comments
drive
like
a
this.
manual anymore, Dash. Okay. Yep. Thanks very much. Again, if you haven't hit subscribe, doesn't cost nothing. If 15 of you could do that, it would make Mike and I's little life because we're just shallow like that. So.
Amen.
All right.
Okay. So now there's nothing left to do but to wave silly until we finally get